Alright guys, welcome back, let's get on with the show. 1. Asian Paints sells Indonesian business. Asian Paints, a leading Indian paint company, sold its Indonesian business to Omega Property Investments from Australia for $5.6 million. The company struggled to grow and make a profit in Indonesia over the past 9 years. Despite trying various strategies, the market contributed only 0.24% to their total revenue. As a result, Asian Paints will lose $10.4 million from the sale, and its stock dropped slightly in response. 2. Indonesia's trade surplus. In January, Indonesia recorded a larger-than-expected trade surplus of $3.45 billion, with exports up by 4.68%. While imports fell by 2.67%, analysts had predicted they would increase by 10%. This surplus resulted from weaker-than-expected imports, highlighting a strong export performance, though the growth rate was slower than analysts anticipated. 3. Indonesia's Brahmos missile deal stalled. Indonesia has shown interest in buying the Brahmos missile from India to boost its defense but has faced several challenges, including bureaucratic delays and concerns about upsetting China. The missile deal is complicated by Indonesia's preference for commercial loans and fears of facing sanctions under U.S. law if they buy from India. However, both countries continued defense cooperation. 4. Crocodile escape in Indonesia. A storm in Indonesia caused over 100 crocodiles to escape from a farm in Batam, creating panic among locals. The farm had been operating for 36 years without paying taxes and faced backlash for not managing the animals properly. Despite efforts to recapture them, the incident raised concerns about extreme weather and the risks posed by crocodile farms. 5. Indonesia lifts sea sand export ban. After 20 years, Indonesia lifted its ban on sea sand exports, which are used for land reclamation. Critics worry about environmental damage to ecosystems like mangroves and coral reefs. Dredging, the process of collecting sand, can harm the environment and release harmful carbon into the atmosphere. The government plans to regulate the industry but faces concerns over illegal mining and unregulated practices. 6. Protests over Indonesia's budget cuts. Thousands of Indonesians protested the government's budget cuts aimed at saving $44 billion. The cuts focus on areas like education and social services to fund a program providing free meals. Students and citizens expressed concern over how these cuts will affect vulnerable groups and the quality of public services. 7. Indonesia wins Asia Mixed Team Badminton Championship. Indonesia made history by winning its first Asia Mixed Team Badminton Championship title. In the final, they defeated China 3-1, with standout performances in mixed and men's doubles. The win was especially significant as China had previously dominated the tournament, making this victory a major achievement for Indonesia. 8. Poachers sentenced for killing Javan rhinos. A court in Indonesia sentenced poachers to long prison terms for killing endangered Javan rhinos in Ujung Kulon National Park. These poachers were part of a criminal gang that killed 26 rhinos over 5 years. Conservationists are hopeful the sentences will deter future poaching, though locals argue more support for sustainable income is needed. 9. Nickel smelter faces shutdown in Indonesia. PT Gun Uster Nickel Industry, a major nickel smelter in Indonesia, is at risk of shutting down due to financial troubles. The global nickel price drop and a shortage of nickel ore are major factors. Gunbuster's parent company, Jiangsu Delong Nickel Industry, also went bankrupt, affecting the plant's operations. 10. Bank Indonesia keeps interest rates steady. Bank Indonesia decided to keep its benchmark interest rate at 5.75% to stabilize the rupiah amid global economic uncertainty. The central bank has been actively managing the rupiah's value by intervening in foreign currency markets. This decision is meant to balance economic growth and currency stability.